Just real quick, I have not updated that intro in a bit. Maureen is now a member. There are a couple of people I got to take off, but thank you so much for becoming a member, Maureen. You're awesome. And we got Mark in the house. We have Suzanne in the house. Hello, everyone. Oh, we got Patsy. Oh, how did I miss you? Oh, I did enjoy my vacation. I did, but I came home with COVID. So I didn't enjoy the after vacation as much, but the vacation itself was beyond freaking awesome. And don't even worry about Mark. Like, you're an OG. As far as I'm concerned, you will always be a member. Let's see here. Let me catch up in the chat here real quick. Y'all started before I did. Let me see here. Everybody's saying hi to everybody. Stay cool and hydrated. Definitely. Got my libations right here. Yeah, it's starting to cool down a little bit, but yeah, I got back from like 100 plus degrees, feels like temperatures in Florida, to like ridiculous temperatures here too. So I was like, where's the relief? But yeah, it's starting to cool off again. Let's see here. Hey, Ricola, how are you? Hey, Michelle, long time no see. I miss you already. Oh, you're awesome, Mark. So what have you all been up to? It's been like, what, a month pretty much since I've gone live? Holy smokes. Yeah, so I was gone for like 2 weeks. And then the first week back was just crazy. About halfway through the first week, the COVID symptoms started. Like, nobody else from like Florida, like Dan Ash, Maureen, Froggy, Sherry, none of them have anything. So I must have got it at the airport, like, because they pack in like sardines in the security line, whatever. So it was either from the airport or the plane itself. But I mean, I was in business class, so I wasn't too close to everybody. And I heard that like if you blow the fan down, it'll like kind of keep cacas away from you. So I had that going full force the whole time. So it was probably the security line at the airport more than anything. But it's slowly starting, like, if I sound like a man, that's why. It's still like the tail end of it. I'm not as like zonked, and like I never take naps. And I napped. I napped a lot and slept a lot. But yeah, I'm still like a little stuffy and not 100%, but at least I have energy now. And that's why I didn't come on last week. Sorry, guys. I felt so bad because you already waited like the whole time I was gone. But then like I was just like, no, there is no way I'm going to even like not look like a corpse or be able to entertain anybody. Hola, Maricia. ¿Cómo estás? I don't know why. When I speak another language, my voice automatically goes up like 5 octaves, whether it's French or pretend Spanish. I don't know a lot of Spanish. But yeah, my voice is like, meh. That's so weird. Mark says, not much new around here. I'm still hoping for a mini vacation this month. Well, that would be awesome. You deserve it, Mark. You need a vacation. Let me see if I missed anybody. I don't think I did. Hey, Glow, how are you? Gloria. What have you been up to? Actually, I just realized apparently my voice goes, when I'm responding directly to someone, my voice just goes up. Apparently it's not a language thing. Oh my goodness. I'm such a putz, I swear. And I'm like a few libations in just because like, just to get going. Because it's still like, oh, this one hit me like a train wreck. I don't know. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I managed to get through the whole first week back at work. And like Mr. Cocktails took like, I think 1 or 2 days off even like before. He is not happy with me. He says I brought home the alligator flu. But yeah, but I managed to get it through. I'm like, okay, I'll recover on the weekend. Because at that point, I didn't know it was like COVID. I figured it was just like a sniffles or whatever. But yeah, oh my God, the next week. Oh, yeah, I was off the whole week, which I never do. Like, worst case, even if I'm like on my deathbed, I'll usually like at least work the late shift because they need me most there. But yeah, I think Thursday, Friday, no, Wednesday, Thursday, I think I worked the late shift, but I was off the entire day, Monday, Tuesday. No, I took the whole day Wednesday also. Thursday, I worked the late shift only. Friday, I dredged my way through the whole day. But yeah, it's just now like starting to like feel somewhat normal-ish, just like a normal head cold or whatever. But yeah, I lost my sense of smell for like almost a week. Uh, oh, you're working on baseball caps. Awesome sauce, Gloria. I love baseball caps. Health is still a priority for us all. Thanks so much, Mark. It really is. And it should be. And I should take that more into account. I don't always think of me first, my health and stuff. But this time I really had to. And like, that's another thing too, is like work knew, like if Coco's not here on the late shift, like she's on her deathbed because she's always here late shift, even if she's sick. So, what do you want to know? You want to hear about Florida? I know some of you were already at TFF where we like talked your ear off for like an hour. But do you want to hear about Florida or do you want to talk about other things? What do you want to talk about? For those that weren't at TFF, I got this in Florida. It's glass, purple frosted. I got it from Medieval Times. Good times, good times. All I got to say about that. So fun. So fun. I'm like that too, Coco. Think of others for myself. Yeah, we got to change that, Mark. We really need to change that. I think it was too, like, just because I'd already taken like the 2 weeks off and then the week off because I was sick. And I'm just like, I feel so bad because, like, I mean, not a buttload of people like in the good old days come to my lives, but like people still like to, come and see and hang out and chat and whatever. I felt so bad, but I just couldn't last week. I couldn't. The decision was made for me. my body was like, no, you're going to lie down. Florida. Apparently, I still got COVID brain. Florida trip details, please and thanks. All right. All right. So I'll try to be somewhat chronological and then just give you like highlights in there. But like initially, when I arrived, like, when you meet people you've only met online and stuff, it could be a little awkward at first and whatnot. But like Froggy got there first because they drove in, and she came to pick me up at the airport. So me and Froggy were the first ones there, and my pilot told me our baggage claim area was carousel 28. Froggy was the smart one and actually read the signs above it. Apparently, I should have been at 27. So she's waiting for me at carousel 27. I'm waiting for her and my baggage at 28. Thing never starts going. I'm like, this does not seem like normal. So she messages me. I heard it was hot, hot, hot. Absolutely, Suzanne. It was like beyond hottest. Well, I did spend one summer in Mexico, but at least that's a dry heat. But oh my God, Florida was so hot. And I will get to that because, yeah, I literally like just pouring sweat. It was ridiculous. So yeah. So Froggy's waiting for me at 27. I'm waiting at 28. I get a message. She's like, where are you? I'm like, I'm at carousel 28. She's like, but over at 27, it says Air Canada flight, blah, 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 whatever it was. I'm like, oh. I'm like, my pilot told me 28. So I go over to 28. She goes over to 20. No, I go over to 27. She ends up going over to 28. And then she's like, where are you? I'm like, I'm at 27 now. She's like, I'm at 28 now. And then she's like, don't move. But I didn't get that one. So I started heading over. But now I know she's coming over. So I'm like looking for her. And like, okay, for those that don't know, Froggy is legally blind. Like she cannot see anything but like figures from far. And Froggy's like 5 foot nothing. I'm like 5'10". So out of nowhere, I spot her first, obviously, because I can see from a distance. So I start running at her because I was so excited. Poor Froggy, little tiny Froggy, just sees this giant running at her. She was like terrified until she realized it was me. But yeah, oh my God, biggest bear hug ever. So fun. And so yeah, so we finally got in the car and everything. And oh my God, that was an adventure. Always an adventure with Coco. I can never get anything right the first time. But hang on, I need a sip. Apologies in advance if my voice like trails off and like goes away. I'm still like, but But yeah, so we got our hugs, we got all my stuff in the car, whatever. And then because can't remember what time I arrived. It's probably like 11-ish. It was before noon. But yeah, apparently we couldn't go to the Airbnb place that we're gonna rent it until I think it was 4. Yeah, 4:00 p.m. So we're just like driving around randomly. Went to Hobby Lobby, got some stuff, obviously, because like I don't have that here. So I had a field day. And this time I brought an empty suitcase with me. I flew business class because I'm like, yeah, I don't go on vacation ever. This time I'm gonna enjoy it. So I got business class. I got 2 like free checked bags. I had like my stuff all in like my carry-on size bag, and I had it inside my. I showed up with an empty suitcase just because I knew I was bringing stuff home. So yeah, we went to Hobby Lobby, spent a bloody fortune there. Not really, actually, because it was a 30% off week. But yeah, I bought so much yarn. It's ridiculous. And then, so we go back. We didn't go back yet because we still couldn't go back. But now Dan and Ash were arriving. Or was that the next day? That might have actually been the next day. My brain is fried. And it's just like one big blur because it was just like so much happening all the time. So I can't remember if it was the same day or then it had to have been the next day. So yeah. So the next day, we finally get in the place or whatever. So next day, we got to go pick up Dan and Ash. So we know what time they're arriving. We arrived a little bit early just in case, because, that long of a flight, they could pick up a tailwind and arrive early and stuff. So we're there. And apparently, customs and security coming from the UK is not like traveling from Canada. Because in Canada, you go through US customs and security before you get on the plane. And then you get there and you don't have to worry about it. You're free. Be free. And then, but they don't do that in the UK. So we're there with a giant sign. And somewhere between 3 and 4 hours at minimum. We're waiting for them. We're just waiting. We're waiting. We know their flight landed. We know where they're going to come out. But there was like 2 doors, like the custom. Oh, hello. So customs coming from overseas, it's like you can't see in. It's like a giant glass wall, but it's frosted up until like 3/4 up. So you can't see what's going on behind the doors. But so yeah, so there's 2 doors. And we didn't realize there was a second door initially. So we're standing there just waiting, sign up, waiting. Waiting. And we're like, hey, there's another door there. So now we're like, which door are they going to come out? So we're like just back and forth, kind of like, then we're like, okay, let's stay in the middle in case, whatever. And then we're trying to decipher, do they look British to you? Do they look British to you? Like just to like see like, are certain flights coming out this door, are certain flights coming out that door? Brock is like, LOL, we waited forever. We did. We waited for freaking ever. And yeah, Dan and Ash too. So yeah. So finally, they're like, yeah, they actually said, like, we texted, like, yeah, the queue's not too long. So like, okay, we'll just stay here. But I don't know. I guess by the time they got their baggage, because when you come from overseas, you got to get your baggage and then go through customs. So apparently by the time they got their baggage, the queues got a lot longer. So we're just waiting and waiting. And finally they're like, okay, well, the queues are longer now or something. I forget exactly because they texted Froggy. I don't know word for word what it was, but like, they're like, yeah, we're going to be a minute. So me and Froggy are like, okay, let's just go smoke outside. Froggy could smoke. I could have my vape, whatever. Because like it had been a minute already. So, and then finally, like, we're like, okay, we're going to head in, whatever. And they're like, well, we're already downstairs or whatever. Or we're through security. So we go back to where we were, where you're supposed to meet people coming through customs, and we couldn't see them. So like, and this whole time I have a video of just like random, like looking for them and not finding them. I don't know how long that video is. So I'll put some, yeah, another thing too. I have a lot of videos, pictures, whatever, and I will make like a compilation and put that up on my channel at some point. But yeah, so then Sparky's like, where are you? They're like, we're downstairs. We're like, how do you even get down there? So we get in the elevator, we go down. I can't even speak today. But Yeah. So finally, in the distance, I see Dan and Ash at the farthest table possible from where we came down the elevator. And oh my God, it was just, oh, I'm like, he goes to run and he's like, oh shit, Dash is here too. So he goes back, grabs Ash. They both come running at us. Just big hugs. Oh my God. It was so awesome. And then, and I mentioned this on the TFF live also, but like, then all of a sudden it's just like me, Froggy, Dan, and Ash sitting around a table at the airport. And I'm like, is it weird that this isn't even remotely weird? Like, it wasn't, because like we've known each other for so long. And you know how sometimes when you meet someone online, it's just like, it can still be a little awkward. But in my brain, I didn't comprehend or it didn't click how long it really had been. It had been like 4 or 5 years, right? So, and we're behind the scenes, just like this, just talking to each other like it's like nothing, like they're right there in my living room. So it wasn't even remotely weird. It was just like so comfortable. Nobody was awkward. It was just so awesome. And oh my God, it was just the best time ever. Go, Coco. I look forward to seeing that vacation content. Yeah, it'll come at some point. I just haven't been up to amalgamating everything yet. But yeah, it's definitely to come. But yeah, it was so fun. It was ridiculously fun. And yeah, I'm already out of breath. I need a sip. Hang on. Like, that's how fun it is that I'm so excited even just talking about it. But yeah, so much fun. And then I think after Dan and Ash, it was, and we dropped them at their Disney hotel because they didn't stay in the house with us. Because we kind of just hijacked their vacation, their Disney vacation, because they had already planned this. So they had their like Disney resort and everything. So we dropped them off there, went back to the place. A little bit after, went to pick up Sherry Kay, and yeah, awesome. We got Sherry Kay back, and then I think it was the next day, right, Froggy, for Michelle? It wasn't the same day. I don't know. The whole first week is a blur to me. But yeah, at some point we picked up Michelle mosaics. Yeah, it was awesome. It was so good. So many hugs, so many laughs, so many drunken stupidities. It was just, oh, it was the next day. Okay. Yeah, Orlando is beautiful, I have to say. But I do not recommend it in July. Because, yeah, like, and it wasn't just a heat wave there. Like, it was like, I don't know if it was all over the world, but like almost all of North America had this ridiculous heat wave the 2 weeks we just happened to be there. So it was like 100 degrees, feels like 106 or whatever. It was ridiculous. It was hot AF, pardon my French, but it was hot. It was crazy hot. Yeah, and we couldn't vape or smoke in the Airbnb. So we have to go outside, in which like, okay, you're in the cool air conditioned house, which is fine. But then you go outside and you're like, eh. It was crazy. Sadly, oh, learn to read, Coco. Sadly, Florida is dealing with Debbie. Oh yeah, Debbie. Yeah. Effing Yeti. Oh my God. Yeah. So the first week that I was there, I kind of just hung around the house, whatever, because I wasn't sure when I booked my vacation or on my Disney whatever, because I knew Dan and Ash were going to Disney. And they're like, well, we can't do Drink Around the World without Coco, obviously. So, so I knew I had to at least book 1 to 2 days of Disney with them to do Epcot, Drink Around the World. But they had some Canada discount or whatever. So I ended up with like 5 Disney days. So the first, and I wasn't sure when exactly they were arriving when I was booking it. So I just booked it for like the second week, from the first week Friday to the following week Friday. So I had 5 days I could use within those 7 days. So most of the first week, we just hung around the house, like loaded the fridge, did like, the schnoot you need to do, pick people up, all that stuff. So then, so finally Friday arrives and we go to Epcot. Well, I went to Epcot with Dan and Ash, and effing Yeti is even beyond that. That's like later in the week. That's the following week. But yeah, so we drank halfway around the world the first day. And like, Honestly, only because it was so hot. It was ridiculously hot. And that was the day that it felt like 106. And you're outside and just like drinking around the world. And so what I've noticed is it even hits you harder when it's hot. I don't know if anyone's ever noticed that. Is alcohol hits even harder when it's hot and you're sweating and blah blah blah. But yeah. So first place we stopped along the way obviously was Canada, because Dan and Ash wanted to try poutine. If anyone's been to Epcot, do not gauge what a poutine tastes like according to Epcot, because that's some beef gravy. The cheese was cold. Like, you don't have to refrigerate curd cheese. So do not gauge that on that. Poutines are way better. Like, it was edible. It wasn't bad, but that is not a real poutine. So don't ever gauge it on that. Don't be like, try that and be like, ugh, I'm never having poutine again. No. If you come to Quebec, have a real poutine, because they are so good. So don't gauge it on that. So we did Canada, and they're like, well, you're the Canadian. What should we drink here? And they had like some cocktails and whatever also, but I'm like, no, you have to have a Canadian. Molson Canadian. What's more Canadian than that? And Dan does not drink beer, but he loved it, and he is now on beer. I'm such a bad influence. But Dan loves beer now, if it's the right beer. Yeah, so I had a Molson Canadian, and then just like happenstance, like in the order of progression, it's Canada and then the UK. So we went to the UK, and I don't know. I had some weird beer. I wasn't a huge fan, but it wasn't bad. Is Tim Hortons in Florida at all? I didn't even look that up, because I just wanted to try everything in Florida. The first day, where was it? Firehouse Subs or something? Froggy and Joey took me to. Oh my God. Mouth water. Oh, best suds I have ever had in my life. Just mouth watering. Just melt in your mouth. Oh, so good. And like the places we did. Oh my God. Sorry. The places we ate out were just so good. So I didn't even bother looking for a Tim's. I know, I can just Google it. Yeah, I didn't even look for that. I was just like, give me some Florida food, some US food, things I don't always eat. And yeah, but yeah, Firehouse Subs, if you're ever in Florida, I'm sure they have it other places too, but in Kissimmee, look it up. It's so good. So good. Best sub I've ever had in my life. And I kid you not. And I'm super picky with my subs. But yeah, I don't remember what I was saying. Oh yeah. Yeah, so we're drinking around the world. So yeah, so first day, Epcot, Canada, UK. Right after that, I'm pretty sure it was France. And they had like other wines and things and whatever, but they had a rosé sparkling wine. And I love a rosé sparkling wine. That was $30 a glass, which like they fill your glass. Like, it's not like a flute where it's like, okay, you get like a half a flute of wine for $30. Like, no, it was like a full, like almost, what are they called? What are those red cups called? Why can't I think of it? I can't think of words today. I can't think of it. You know those red cups you have at a party, like beer pong cups, right? Yeah, so it's like a full cup. So like whatever. So it was my round. Goblets? No. There's a word, solo cup. A solo cup? Is that what they're called? I don't know. Just those red cups that like you at every party you go to. It's like, what is there? Except these ones were clear. But yeah, same size though. So it was worth the $30. So I'm like, okay, it was my turn. Like, we kind of took turns. My round, your round, my round, your round. Solo cups. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Jessica. And hello. I didn't see you sneaking. I don't know if you said anything before. I may be just talking everyone's ear off too much to notice, but yeah, thank you. Okay. Yeah. So it was a clear version of the solo cups. So it was a decent size. And, but like Dan and Ash were ahead of me we all decided that's what we're getting. It's like, because they love a good sparkling rosé also. So then they go up and I come right behind them. And dude's like, I forget, it was like 50 something, whatever. And it registered in my brain at first that doesn't equal like 29 times 3. So I gave him the money, and he kind of had a weird look, but then he just let it go. And then we're sitting down, we're like, I think we only paid for 2 of them. Hey, Crystal, how are you? Yeah, so we got away with a free $30 thing of rosé sparkling. So that was the highlight of my day. But yeah. And then that now we're moving into what was that the first day? I'm trying to think if it was straight to Japan after that, or if like it was China before that. I'm pretty sure we did China the first day, so it must have been China after that. No, after that was Germany. It was Germany. So yeah, I think. Does it even matter? Okay-ish, been doing housework. Oh, I hear ya. Yeah, housework, caca. Put down the broom, just come party, grab yourself a drink. Cheers. But yeah. Okay. So, and this all started because of the Yeti, and that's not even the same place. but yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna try to like kind of like progression with like the schnit that I bought along the way. So I think after that was Germany. I could be wrong. That might have been the second day. I don't know. But no. Canada, UK, France. So we did 5 the first day. There's like 11 countries. And the US is like smack dab in the middle. I would love a drink, but afraid of dehydration tomorrow. Oh, well, just drink water after. Just drink some water before bed. You'll be good. Hopefully. It is crazy hot out though, so trying to think. I know Japan was for sure the first day. I was trying to figure out if it was something between Japan and France. Canada, UK, France. No, yeah, I think France, Japan. Oh, there was. Oh, I can't. Was it Morocco? I can't remember. Dan's not here. Dan, I need you. It might have been Morocco right before Japan, but Morocco. Oh my god, it was so good. FYI, the France sparkling, ridiculously expensive wine, so good, so good. Like it was so good, I almost went back for more. But I'm like, okay, there's more countries. I'm welding outside tomorrow. Oh, good Lord, Crystal. Why? Oh my goodness. That is insanity in the outside. Oh. Yeah, for real. You need one of these. Okay. I showed this. And they don't only sell it at Disney, but it was so hot, right? That like it was the first or second day, but I'm like, okay, it's ridiculously hot. I'm old and fat, and I need to cool down. So they had options at Disney. One was like one of those spray bottles with like the fan. So that's the first thing I bought because they had a cooling towel or cooling towel. And I'm like, that sounds like BS. So I'm gonna get what I know works. And because you can get these at the dollar store, right? For like $1 or $2. But it was like $25 there. But it was like a bigger, and if the battery ran out while you were there, you could go to a shop and they'll replace the batteries for free, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, all right, you know what? It's hot enough that I don't even care how much it is anymore. So I got that first because I thought the cooling towel just sounds ridiculous. But then at some point, Joey, Froggy's hubby, he had one. I don't know, freaking nowhere. Pardon my French. And we're sitting out in the heat smoking and vaping, and he puts it around her neck, and she's like, oh my God. So I'm like, okay, apparently they work. So the next day I bought this. It's a cooling towel. You wet it, you wring it out, and you give it a little shaky shake, wrap it around your neck, and this thing keeps you cool. It is ridiculous how awesome this is. So you need one of those. It doesn't have to be a Disney one. They make them elsewhere. But yeah, Crystal, get yourself one of these. It is ridiculous how well it works. And especially if you like at any given moment you walk into an air conditioned place, just give it a little shaky shake in the air conditioning. Do this. It's like you have ice around your neck. It is so awesome. Working schnoot. Oh my god. But yeah, look this up because I'm sure that would help you. Cooling towel hack. Put ice in it and wrap rubber bands on bottom. Huh. That's a hack and a half. I never even tried that. I just like every now and then we went to like, what do you call it? Air conditioned places. And it was like, then put it around. It was like ice all on its own. But yeah. Okay. So apparently you've heard of them. So I'm not telling you anything new. It was -5 this morning. Oh my God, Nate, I would kill for -5 right now. Like in Canada, -5 is still shorts weather. How are you, Nate? By the way, heat wave isn't global. Yeah, that doesn't work that way. Yeah, I just, you know what I meant. I meant like this half of the world, the world that is in summer. But yeah, if anyone goes to Disney, worth it. I think it was like 19 or 20 bucks. So worth it. So worth it. So you don't like die. I swear to God. Or at least if you're there when it's like ridiculously hot. I have a do-rag that's cooling as well. Okay, cool. At least we got something. All right. I thought it was like spreading new news, but apparently it's old news. Coco's just like late to the game. But yeah. All right. So, okay. But you lot still complain in winter. Well, obviously, like there's no like okay weather unless it's like fall in Canada. It's either like ridiculously hot fall, which is comfortable for like a month or two maybe, and then crazy cold. And then even spring, even if the temperature's okay, it's like rainy. So it's like rain, crazy hot, okay, and then crazy cold. There's like everyone knows about cooling towels. Definitely late. I don't know. It's the first time I ever heard of it, and it sounded ridiculous to me. Otherwise, I would have bought it on the first day. Oh, I've tried so much things not to sweat. Oh my God. Okay, Crystal. Oh my goodness. We still have 23 days after the -5 nights. Yeah. Like, why are they barking? I don't know what they're barking at. So I don't know if you can hear my dogs barking, but oh my goodness. But yeah. So where the freaking frick was I? I got so distracted by the cooling towel. Yeah. We were okay. Yeah, we were at, I think, Morocco, maybe. It was at M country. We're having our morning play before bottles, 15 months today. Oh, happy birthday, babies. Oh, the girls are so freaking adorable. It's ridiculous. Oh, my goodness. Okay. So, okay. So we just finished. Where did we finish? In France. So it was like Morocco, Monaco, something like that. Like the order of the countries make no sense like geographically. So anyway, so wherever we were, it was I believe it was like stucco-ish buildings. So it feels like a Mexico type country. So like that type of architecture. Anyway, so wherever we were, it started with an M. Morocco, Monaco. I don't know for sure because we were like 5 countries in at this point, and Coco had several cocktails and beers. So, so yeah, so we went there, and on the menu they had this some sangria. I think it was like a strawberry sangria kind of thing. So that's what we were going to order. There are 11 countries in Epcot. And like they kind of like it's not just like England, it's UK. So they kind of like amalgamate or like group certain countries together. So like otherwise there'd be like a bazillion. Everybody would be like, they'd have to be carried out at Epcot if they did every country. There's a place you can drink drinks from around the world. It's Coco. It's called any liquor store on the planet. Yes, but I'm not gonna buy 50,000 bottles at like 40, $50 a bottle. Come home, in the end, aside from paying for Disney and the flight and everything, it might actually work out cheaper. But they make it for you, so it's just good to go. Hey, definitely not Mexico. That I would. Mexico's another day. Mexico was the start of day 2, so it was a different M country. Ball just dropped. What ball just dropped? You just gave me a morning kiss and hug. Oh, I don't know if I'm on there, but hi, Edie. What was I doing? Yeah, so this place, they didn't have the strawberry sangria. They were out of it or whatever, but they had this. They're like, but we have this pineapple one. And we're like, all right, you know what? Whatever, just go with that. And oh my God, it was so good. So I don't know if that's a regular thing that they have in the M country between Japan and France. So I'm sure the strawberry one's great too, but they didn't have it. I didn't get to try it. I should have checked the next day if they had the strawberry one, but we didn't. So yeah, but the pineapple one was so good. It was so refreshing. We actually got to sit in it was like a covered area, so it was like cooler. Madrid. I don't think it was Madrid, Michelle. I'm pretty sure it was like Monaco or Morocco. I'm pretty sure it ended with an O. Starts with M, ends with an O. I'm gonna have to reach out to Dan and Ash to know for sure. But it was a MO country. But yeah, it was like a very warm, felt like lower North American kind of. Yes, the country. Oh, yes, the country, Madrid. I don't know. Mombasa. Kayla Mufasa. I swear, it had to have been Mozambique. It ends with an O. I'm pretty sure it ends with O. It's either Morocco or the other one I said. Now I forgot. You're saying so many M words, I can't remember what I said before. Monaco or Morocco? I think Morocco. Pretty sure it was Morocco. Anyway, but yeah, that pineapple sangria, so good. We almost decided to just stay there and just drink pineapple sangria the whole time. But we're like, no, we got to move on. We have a mission. We have a mission to accomplish. So then right after that was Japan. And oh my God. It's like almost like the US is right after that. So it's like right before the midway point. So if you ever go to why are you barking? Moo moo. Oh my God, Nate. But yeah, oh my God, Japan. Okay, so the first day we went there, no, I got both the first day. Coco doesn't mess around. But I've discovered a third one after the fact. Okay, so the first day they had this thing called Sunset. And it's like, I don't know, some kind of pineapple stuff in it. I think Dan actually on his Facebook shared someone who has the recipe for it. So I will one day make that because it is so good. It's so good. Japan had the two best. I like pina coladas. Dan didn't like the pina coladas for Mexico the second day. But as a whole, Japan had the best drinks. Like as far as like multiple drinks. So yeah, the Sunset was so good. It had damn it. Yeah, so it was called Sunset. It had pineapple flavor in it. So it kind of carried over great from maybe Morocco. And so it was an awesome transition. Some kind of pineapple liqueur and pineapple and blah, blah, blah. And they had a bit of grenadine in it, which had like the bottom half, like a gradient red to like, so it looked like a sunset. So yeah. So there was that. So good. But they also had, make sure, not violet, lavender. I want to say lavender. Some lavender sake. Oh my God. Because I was so afraid coming into Japan thinking, because all I ever heard was sake, right? Which is like clear and like death flavor or something. Japan is a country of drunks. They drink more than anyone. Just don't talk about it like us and the Germans. Well, they are my new best friends because they had the best drinks of the whole week. So yeah, so I had this lavender. Yeah, it was lavender. It was not violet. It was lavender. It was lavender sake. And I don't know, it was just purple and yummy. That's all I can say about it. It was so good. So good. It was like alcoholic Kool-Aid almost. It was just so ridiculously good. I went to a liquor in Japan. It was 90% sake. Okay. I'm assuming a liquor store. But yeah, but I mean, as long as I can make yummy, scrumptious lavender schnut out of it, I don't care. Coco, just so you know, I finally had the Reese's Pieces chocolate bar. Wow, it was so good. Thanks for introducing. Oh my God, is it not the best chocolate bar ever? New tangent. But yeah, best chocolate bar ever. If wherever you are, I don't know if you can get it everywhere, but the Reese's peanut butter, like Reese's peanut butter cups, but they have a chocolate bar version of it. And it's just a much better chocolate to peanut butter ratio. So good. Best. The best. So if you can get it, get it. Unless you're allergic to peanuts, because then don't. But oh my God. But yeah, okay. So Japan, freaking awesome. So good. I'm trying to think. Yeah, it was the first day. That was a lot. The second to last place we went, the first day. Reese's chocolate is so bad compared to, well, most. Well, it's a new chocolate bar. So no. I agree to disagree, Nate. This one is so good. I agree with that ratio, right? It's just the perfect amount. Like there was in the cups, there's too much peanut butter compared to the chocolate. Still good, and I still eat it. I still love them, but it's just like a flatter, like chocolate, like caramel bar, but like bigger rectangles of them. So it's just it's perfect amount of peanut butter compared to the chocolate ratio. It's just so good. But yeah, okay, back to drunk Coco. But yeah, so it was at this point, by the time we got to Japan, it was like a freaking downpour, like ridiculous rain. And so I don't know, we ordered our drinks, we're like hopping over puddles and stuff. Our shoes were like soaked. Like I didn't even bring those sneakers home. They smelled so bad after that. But yeah. So, and I think anyone that has me on Facebook, I shared a picture of Dan with his face in his bag. Because you cannot smoke or vape anywhere on any Disney property at any of the parks. You have to leave the park to smoke or vape or whatever. We're halfway there. It's going to take us like at least 30 to 40 minutes to walk back to the entrance to go to smoke, to come back and whatever. So the park had somewhat cleared out at that point because it was raining so bad. So there weren't many people. We're just kind of like hiding under this awning in Japan. And Dan's like trying to vape in his bag. He's got his whole head in the bag. And and I turned to the people next to us. I'm like, do you mind if I vape? They're like, go ahead. So I'm just vaping openly. Dan's got his head in his bag. Oh, it was hilarious. I do Messenger more than Facebook, Coco, and still Instagram, but not very much anymore. Okay, yeah, I don't do Instagram. Like I started that because that was a thing to do. And it just like I can't be bothered with Instagram anymore. Yeah, I do Facebook, I do YouTube. That's pretty much it. That's all I do. Facebook and YouTube. That's the only place you can find me. But yeah, so me and Dan, like we're already halfway around the world. Me and Dan are peeing our pants, laughing so hard because he's got his whole head in his bag. And oh, was it? And then because like the sunset drink, it's like a gradual like yellowy, orangey, whatever, like sunset color, pineapple color into like a gradient, whatever. And he's drinking it with a straw. He's like, it's not sunset anymore. The straw's at the bottom. I'm like, yeah, well, you drank the sunset. Now it's just the daytime. Oh, another hug. Edie, full of love and peace. Tequila sunset, or it's none of those. It's just a sunset. It's a strictly what do you call it? A Japanese thing. So I don't know. There was no tequila in it because I would have thrown up. It was tequila at that point. Like till end of the day, you give me tequila, Coco's hugging the toilet, and there was no tequila in it. I think the sunrise one is OJ. Okay, maybe, but the sunset one is definitely pineapple. But it's so good. But yeah, but he drank the sunset, so I ended up with a daytime, and we were drunk, so we laughed about that too. Everything's funny when you're drunk with Coco. So yeah, and then after that was the US. We're like, okay, that's literally the midway point. We'll at least do the US and then go home. Because yeah, it was like miserable at that point. It was rainy and yucky, and we were all soaking wet. And mind-blowing moment when you realize that Midori means what Midori means in English. Do I want to know, Nate? Is that something you put there, or should you like message me that? Oh yeah, so we did the US, which was nothing to write home about. Japan doesn't muck around. They don't. Their drinks are so good. And like literally the second day, we did up to the US. The next day we did the whatever. We had to do Japan again because it was just so good. And then somebody actually came up. They're like, "What is that?" And I told her what the two drinks were. She's like, "Why am I drinking regular sake?" I'm like, "I don't know. Go get the good stuff." I sure need rain in my neck of the woods. The lawn is drying up. Oh no, Nate. Nate. That was Mark. That wasn't Nate. Midori in English is green. Okay, what? Why is that mind blowing? Oh my god. I'm not sure why that's mind blowing. Midori. I don't know. Midori is green. But yeah. So then, okay, I'm gonna skip. Okay, so we went home after the US. That's Midori translated. Okay. Did I say Midori for anything? I never heard that word in my life, so I'm not sure why it's mind-blowing that it means green. Green is basically called green. The green of what? You're hurting my brain, Nate. Which at this point, honestly, is not very hard. Or ever, really. How long was the trip? Yeah, it was a 2-week trip. People kind of like progressively showed up the first week. Have you ever heard Midori? I've never heard of Midori. I have no idea what that is. That's why my mind is not blown. I have no idea what that is. Like Japan's #1 liquor, world famous. The only thing I've ever heard from Japan is sake. That's literally the only liquor I've ever heard of from them. So yeah. Well then. Mine not blown because I have no idea what the frick it is to begin with. But is it not green? Is that why it's mind blowing? I don't understand. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I like to drink, but like I haven't been everywhere. You like colorful cocktails and haven't heard of Midori. Dude, I'm Canadian and I don't travel very much anymore, and I've never been to Japan. So, no, I've never heard of Midori. his mind is blown. Yeah. I kind of stick to what I know. Like I know the kind of flavors I like. So like if I see something, I'll seek out how to make that. And that's kind of like what I stick to. And that's kind of why I liked the drink around the world, because it opens your horizons. At least your drinking horizons. And I learned some new things. Now I know how to make a sunset, or I will once I write it down. It's globally famous. Globally famous. It's like saying you haven't heard of Canadian Club. Bang. Okay, everyone else in the chat, when you think Japan, what is the first liquor that pops in your brain? Is it just me that it's sake? I'm so going to tell Carmen this. She's going to be shook. Dude, you've been to Japan, right? I'm pretty sure you mentioned you've been to Japan. I have not. The only thing I know about other countries that I haven't been to is the schnit that I see in like the news, the movies, the whatever. So the only thing I ever heard of from Japan is sake. That's legit the only thing I ever heard of. Sake, yes, but Midori isn't in every bar in the world. Yeah, but you only know it's there if you ask for it. When I go to a bar and I'm going to pay bar prices for a drink, I'm going to pay for drinks I know I like. I'm not going to experiment, but my mind is blown. But the whole point of Epcot was to try new things. So that's where I went around and I deliberately tried new things. But yeah, but like when I go to a bar, I know I'm going to spend like a lot of money at a bar, and I'm going to buy drinks that I know I like. So I'm not going to experiment at a bar. Because also, if you don't know what exactly you're ordering, you can end up hugging the toilet end of the night if you mix your drinks. So I know how to like keep things kosher in Coco's brain and Coco's belly. So I stick to what I know when I go to a bar. Right? Mark's heard of, well, yeah, that's the thing. Everyone's heard of sake, but apparently not everyone's heard of whatever Midori stuff. Never heard of that in my life. You just taught me about Midori too, Nate. See? It's not just me. Thank you, Mark, for having my back. Oh, my goodness. Okay. So just so we get to the whole Yeti thing. You like cocktails. You like color. Buy a Midori and a lemon. Midori and a lemonade. And be blown away. Rock. Do people live under? We like our beer. We like our Molson Canadian or Coors Light or whatever. I like to dabble a little bit with cocktails, but I don't order cocktails when I go to a bar. I go to a bar and I order beers because I know how many beers I can handle. I know the pace to keep. So nobody is carrying my butt out of the bar at the end of the night. So when I go to a bar, it's beer, generally speaking. And unless I go to a liquor store and know like, okay, that's going to be awesome. That's going to be awesome. That's going to be awesome. I don't buy it, because buy a whole bottle of something, it's expensive to just kind of like the freaking, I still have 3 jars of Vegemite, Marmite, and Promite sitting on my shelf because I'm never going to eat that again. But yeah. Okay. So I'm going to skip day 2. Because when I get to the Yeti thing, for those who came after the fact, don't know the Yeti, what I'm talking about Yeti either, is earlier on, Froggy's like, effing Yeti. So, do I know Bacardi? Of course I know Bacardi. I don't like Bacardi. I buy Cap Morgan. Nothing to do with bars either. What do you mean? I'm not, like I just said, like I'm not going to go to a bar or something I don't like, or I don't know that I like. And if I'm at a liquor store, I'm not going to buy a whole bottle of something I'm not sure about. It's just a known thing. I'm shook. Well, apparently it's not a known thing in Canada, at least not in Thunder Bay and Ormstown. But yeah. Okay, so I'm going to skip ahead. I'm going to skip day 2 for now because like we're already like an hour in, and I've just been like, just word vomit to you guys. Apologies. But hiccup. Okay. So, was that the third day? I think it was the third day. Dan, Ash, and I, we did Animal Kingdom. Yeah. Animal Kingdom was third day I took off. I'm like, okay, that's 2 days of walking and sweating and bleh. So like third day, I'm like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna stay in the air conditioning and go outside to smoke or vape or whatever. That's it. Of course I know Bacardi. Same thing with Midori. Okay, well that's you. It's just a thing everyone knows. Well, apparently it's not something that just everybody knows about. Apparently, I do not, and I like my cocktails. It's just not something I've ever heard of. That's it. That's all. What to tell you? Now I know about it. Now I might give it a try just to see. But now you see a picture of it and be like, ooh, Midori. Maybe if I look at a picture now, I'll think that. But before that, I wouldn't have known what the heck I'm looking at. But okay, so day 4-ish of Disney Adventures. We're at Animal Kingdom. Again, hot AF. Hey, Cruisin', how are you? I'm doing good. I'm recovering from COVID, but I'm doing a lot better than I have been. And yeah, I'm doing good. Can't complain. Can't complain. How about you? Okay, so we go to Animal Kingdom, and because of all the animals, I don't know why it was just so much hotter. Like there was more shade somehow, but still hotter than Epcot. And they didn't have as many like pavilions that you can go in and cool off in between. I think that might have been where I caved and got the. No, that's not where I caved and got the thing. But do you remember Mimi? Are you Rob? I met so many people in the last like couple of years. But I want to think you're Rob. I met you in Toronto, right? I never say I like cocktails and have never heard of Midori in most countries. The looks you get. Honestly, you were literally the first person that ever brought up Midori. Ever. And I know I don't get a lot of viewers right now during my lives, but yeah. Before I used to get a lot of viewers. No one ever mentioned Midori. This is awesome. That's all I care about. Animals radiate heat. Yeah. Because yeah, it was even hotter than Epcot. Lion farts are like heating. Stop barking! Can you guys hear the dogs? Or are they just like bothering my brain? They don't like that I'm talking to someone that they don't know who I'm talking to. So they think there's a stranger in my office. Okay, yeah. So we're at Animal Kingdom. And okay, let me just look this up real quick because I forget what the ride is called. But okay. Wrong keyboard. Well, there's more rides than I saw, apparently. Now that I just looked it up. Where the heck is it? Oh, Expedition Everest. Oh my god. Okay. So we went on I didn't go on a ton of rides in all these Disney places. We just kind of like hung around, looked at stuff, and like did the drink around the world thing. And it was more of like I just want to see stuff kind of adventure, right? But at Animal Kingdom, we went on Expedition Everest. So initially, it's like a roller coaster. Has anyone in my chat been on this before? Because yeah, it's like a roller coaster, but it doesn't look super high or anything. I mean, look, you know what it is, what it is, whatever. So I'm like, all right, okie dokie. Okay, he is in Toronto. Okay, cool. So you got to be the the Rob person I met, right? I think there's only one Torontonian that I met when we were in the Toronto meetup. So I'm pretty sure I know who you are. But yeah. So where the heck was I? Yeah, okay. So it's a roller coaster thing. Doesn't look super huge, but it's got like a mountain that kind of looks like Everest, like whatever. So remember Space Mountain Coco. Is that still in Florida? We didn't end up doing Space Mountain. I can't remember why. I think it was closed that day. That's my name. And V is also Toronto too. Oh, she Toronto? I thought she was more like suburby. Okay, yeah. Okay, so I definitely remember you then. Okay. So we get on it, and it's supposed to be like indoor and whatever, but it's like partially indoor, partially outdoor. Haven't heard them once. Just crazy lady yelling at nothing. Nobody asked your opinion, Nate. I'm not yelling at you. Or am I talking loud? Like, am I loud to you guys? Like, legit, if I'm ever too loud, just let me know. Like, not that I could talk less loud, but I could turn my mic down a little, maybe. I just messaged Carmen. That shiz is too funny not to share. I'm not too loud. Okay. Whew. Okay. So I know I can get loud when I get excited about talking about stuff. But yeah, okay. So it's an partially outdoor roller coaster. Edie hug! Edie hug! All right. So we get in it. The way wasn't too bad, actually, considering. And I guess that's the one plus side to going in July in the ridiculous like sauna heat is the lines aren't as long as they could be. But yeah. So yeah, so we're in there and it goes and then it's like, I don't know, nothing too spectacular. Like you go like and it pulls you up and then you go down and around and whatever. And then you go up and it kind of stops. There's like the end of the roller coaster, like the track ends and you kind of like stuck there. I'm like, okay, are we just gonna go backwards now? Because if that's all it is, that's gonna freaking suck. Because that sucked. And I mean, for someone who's not a huge fan of like ridiculous roller coasters, it would have been okay. But for me, like I like scare me, So, but then I hear something behind me. So I know tracks are moving. So I'm like, okay, that's not all. So then it releases us. And we're doing some like weird stuff backwards because now we're inside. So I don't know what we were doing, but it felt weird and awesome at the same time. And then you stop again. And like, I love roller coasters. Roller coasters don't like scare me. Like, I will not scream other than woo kind of thing on a roller coaster. I'm terrified of heights too, Mark. But in roller coasters, I'm strapped in. I love them. I freaking love them. But yeah, then out of freaking nowhere, an effing Yeti jumps out like an animatron. I don't know, like AI, whatever, like an image, but it looks so freaking real. And like, I never scream, ever scream at a roller coaster. This effing Yeti jumps out. I'm like, ah! So after that, the whole rest of the week, it was like effing Yeti, but like the real word, like that effing Yeti. And it just, the whole time, anything, something weird happened or something like effing Yeti. So yeah, that's where effing Yeti came from. Yes, if we could hear the dogs. I answered that question. Okay, yeah, but you also added in that like crazy lady's yelling at you. Is that what I am to you? Crazy lady yelling at you? Oh my god. So yeah, so that's where the effing Yeti came from. For those who were here at the beginning, like an hour ago. It took an hour to get to the effing Yeti. Oh, now I get it. Yeti. No, me yelling at the dogs. Okay. All right. Read it again. All right, hang on. Just crazy lady yelling at nothing to us. Oh, yelling at nothing to us. Okay. All right. I skipped the at when I was reading it. All right. Carry on. Nothing to see here. Oh my goodness. Okay. So, oh my gosh, we're already like over an hour in. Are you guys like bored or you want to keep going? I'm out of cocktails. You guys want to keep going and hear me yammer on? Or do you want me to like stop now and continue next week? Not that I'll remember where I was last week. Next week. Oh my goodness. Please continue. All right. It's been decided. It's all been decided by Mark. Like you said, can't you hear the voices in my I'm fairly certain I'm the only one that can hear the voices in my head. But a happy 2 hours. Yeah, I'm due. I gypped y'all out of an hour last week. So all right. So I'm gonna be right back. I'm just gonna grab another cocktail and I shall return. I'm back. Luckily I have a mini fridge like right there. All right. So yeah, so that's where the F and Yeti came from. You miss my voice keep going? I would have thought you'd have been sick of it after 2 weeks of it. I didn't know you were still here. Yay, Michelle's still here. Oh my goodness. Michelle had a heck of a voyage coming in. Holy smokes. How many connections did you have with your bus? Like she busted. And it took like, what, 2 days or something redonkulous? Mics are awesome nowadays. People on videos always think we can hear background stuff, but they're good mics. Yeah. I mean, it depends how you set it too, because like mine, I have options of like all around or like just facing me, whatever. But oh, oh, is that just your? Oh, that's your channel. Okay, everybody. I'm so bad at updating my like stuff, so go check out Mark. He's got like community thing, and I forget what you said. The latest thing was got some. Is it the second poetry thing or a blog? He's got a blog thing going on. I know that. I'm so bad. I'm so bad, and I apologize, but I have the most horrible memory. I don't remember my own schnut. Never mind other people's Edie hug for. Edie always seemed to be the more huggy one. 19 hours to get there and 24 to get back home. Oh, that's so weird because I thought you had less connections going back home. I think you had like what 4 or 5 stops coming to Florida, but I thought you only had like 2 or something going back, but it took longer. That's so weird. My news blogger. Okay, yeah. So I knew there was a blog thing include that word I remember. Go check out Mark. Mark is freaking awesome. He's literally the best YouTube supporter ever. Oh my goodness. All right, so where were we? Okay, we just got past the Yeti, the effing Yeti. Oh crap! It was eggs all along. Got our outfits mixed up. Oh my goodness. Do you still know for sure like which one is which? Oh my goodness. Because I know people that had to like paint the toenails of like one versus the other just to make sure like even when you change their clothes, whatever, you still know which one's which. I thought it was weird too. Yeah. Like what's up with that? That's super weird. They're identical people. It's not hard. What do you mean it's not hard? How is that not hard? Oh, to mix them up. It's not hard to mix them up. Well, yeah, duh. But no. Because is there any differentiating thing like at birth where like if ever at some point they're your daughters come to you and be like, am I really so and so or blah blah blah? You could take them to the doctor and they'd be like, no, you're you, you're you. Kenny's a better YouTube supporter and friend than me, Coco, especially when I can't do all-nighters anymore. Well, neither can I, Mark. I cannot do all-nighters anymore. But yeah, Kenny's definitely awesome too. Absolutely. But unfortunately, sometimes out of sight, out of mind, because I haven't seen him in forever. But yeah, Kenny's freaking awesome too. Yeah, Kenny's like my official, what do I call him? My fort holder downer. Yeah, Kenny's my fort holder downer. Let me see. Aggie's head is shaped like a soccer ball. Edith like a football. Edith has a birthmark on her side. Okay, so birthmarks don't like carry over to identical twins? That I didn't know. Oh my goodness. You guys want to hear about other things that happen in Florida, or do you want like day 2 of drinking around the world? I'll leave that up to you. Oh my goodness. So I don't know if Kenny's even doing all-nighters anymore. He has a lovely new home though. Yeah, I heard he got like a fiance now. I didn't know that he moved. Yeah. Wait, I gotta hook up with Kenny again. I gotta look out for him because it's been way too long since I've seen Kenny. Carmen tried talking to Kenny's girlfriend after she messaged Carmen first, and a few people attacked Carmen about it. So yeah. Oh. Well, that's not him. I don't know why people would attack her over it, but you don't talk down to my wife without back. No, I get it. I understand that. And I don't understand why people would why people would attack Carmen over just trying to have a conversation. It's not like I'm sure it wasn't like, okay, you reached out and said like, hey, why aren't you replying, biatch? You know, like, I don't know. Yeah, that seems a little weird. But I don't think it was Kenny. Kenny didn't do that, did he? He doesn't seem the type to do that. Must be other people that like look out for her way too much, maybe. Because Kenny's awesome. I cannot see Kenny doing that. Nor can I see Kenny condoning that. But again, I don't blame you for your feelings, though. Must be trolls. And he spoke rudely to me a few times when I tried helping him with information. Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, to each his own. There may have been mixed communication, whatnot, whatever. But like, if you felt disrespected, I understand you not wanting to something. I can't think of words today, but that seems very unlike him. He's been nothing but a hoot and a holler with me. But again, I haven't seen him since this all happened. So I don't know. But yeah, I mean, you do you. If you felt disrespected, by all means, I'm not going to condemn your decision. Sorry to hear that, Nate. That's not the Kenny I know. Yeah, that's definitely not the Kenny I know. But I don't know. Again, I can't blame you for feeling the way that you feel, for sure. But I'm going to need to investigate this further before I make a final decision. Because I don't know if someone else maybe has access to his account now. because he's engaged or whatnot. But I have a hard time believing Kenny would do that. I really do. But again, I have not talked to him since the engagement. So hopefully it was a one-off. Let me see here. Did anybody answer me when I said, what do you want to talk about? I did a heap of research to help him with how he can make money to limits and safely see and dismissed it. Oh, instantly it was very rude to me on camera. Okay. Yeah. I have to say, like, again, I understand your feelings on the subject, and I do not condemn them whatsoever. I think the only thing I can think of from the Kenny I know previously is that there was a miscommunication somewhere along the way. But again, I don't blame you for how you took it, because I'm sure you took it however you took it. But I'm not ready to step away from that just yet until I've personally spoken to him. But yeah, I don't blame you at all. If someone treated me like Schnitt, I would step away also. But it is what it is. But yeah, y'all never answered. Like, what do you want to talk about? You want to talk about other things in Florida, or do you want to hear about day 2 at Epcot? Or maybe you did and I just missed it. But I tried looking back. But so much happened between when I asked and now that I have no idea what happened. I don't think I saw anything. Well, I've met him in person also. And the Kenny I know is not a Kenny with a mask. If anything, and again, I haven't spoken to him since. If anything, and maybe stress with whoever was talking smack to Carmen, maybe on his ass also, you know? And it might just be he's kind of between a rock and a hard place also, and it might have caught up to him. And again, I don't know what's going on, so I'm not condoning anything that happened. But I'm not ready. I'm not one of those people that after one instance can decide, okay, this is who this person is. So I don't believe that it was a mask off situation, because I spent several days with him in person, and he's just the person I know is who he is, like through and through. So if there is anything off, I can only assume it's outside sources stressing him out or something. But again, if you felt disrespected, don't reach out, don't talk, don't associate, whatever. And that's fine with me if you feel disrespected. I cannot take one person's situation and base my entire opinion on someone off of that one person's situation. I need to, someone again. Hang on. Someone talks to me, uneducated, and it comes across differently. I'm not ready to miss Kenny yet either. Okay. Hear about me. If you hear about me, they're right. I'm not a good person to most people. Only real folk get the gooey dead center. Yeah. I mean, if they don't know you, Nate, you can come off as, I can see it like I know you, and I know you're just like full of jokes and schnitt and sarcastic and whatever. But sometimes in a chat, you can come off as like, I don't even know the word, but but yeah, I know you mean no harm with the things you say, but not everyone does. So I can see how someone maybe that isn't Kenny talking to Kenny can tell him like, yeah, he's no good, blah, 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 whatever. But it was him on camera. No, I have no doubt that it was him, Nate. I have no doubt that it was him. I'm just saying, like, there must be outside sources causing him to be stressed out to the point where he would react like that way, because that's just not the Kenny I know. Like, I've known him for a while. I've met him in person. It's just not the guy I know. And again, I am not trying to sway your opinion whatsoever. I'm not ready to base my decision on one person's interaction. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, absolutely. Like, if you're straight up, then it is what it is. And I'm sure you're straight up. It's just, again, I like to, when I'm in a situation, I like to take into account not only this situation, previous situations, after situations, and the things going on within that one situation as well, to see what would cause someone to react that way. Because I don't like to write people off immediately. Because sometimes I have bad moments. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, there are days where, like, I took the giant forking scissors and, like, snipped people out my life. Like, but that was not like, okay, I'm mad at you, snip. No, this was like a long time coming. So it takes a while for me to be like, okay, I've seen what happened before. I've seen what happened now. I've seen what happened after. And you are just literally a bad person, snip. So it takes me a while to get out the big scissors. That's all I'm saying. Help, facts. I understand it. I understand. And again, I'm not condemning your opinion at all. Like, you went through what you went through, and I'm not going to deny you that at all. I'm just not ready to believe yet that that's who it really is. And I don't know. I have not seen Kenny in freaking forever. So who knows? Maybe he took a turn. I don't know, but I need to see it. Like, I do not, I need to see things with my own eyeballs before, I make decisions. But again, like, you went through what you went through, and I'm not going to deny you that, like, at all. And nor do I condemn how you feel, because you feel what you feel. That's it. That's all. If someone makes you feel bad, you feel bad. There's no justifying, like, okay, well, they didn't mean to make you feel bad. Well, you felt bad. And if you felt bad, they should apologize. So, but yeah. But I love all y'all. Like, for real. Carmen's awesome. You're awesome. The baby girls are awesome. Jeremy's awesome. And from the last Kenny I know of, he was also awesome. So, we shall see. Yeah, Papa, I'm pretty sure Papa has not been doing awesome either. But again, that doesn't necessarily justify treating people like schnut either. But we shall see. Because, like, again, I haven't seen Kenny in forever. I have zero opinion to base this on. Hey, Chris, how are ya? But yeah. But up until, like, recently, Kenny was my man. Kenny was my sidekick. Everything I said is funny to Kenny. All I have to do is hiccup, and Kenny loses a schnut. So, I'm awesome too, says Suzanne. You are awesome, Suzanne. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I mean, to each his own. Like, if someone made you feel bad, it's who am I to tell you, like, no, you shouldn't feel bad. No, you felt bad. You felt bad. That's it. That's all. Gonna be a time they let them make their own mistakes and memories. How we learn and evolve. Well, yeah, for sure. I have to say, though, like, I have an autistic child. He's high functioning, and it is harder to let go and let them make their own mistakes, because sometimes their mistakes can have graver results than the average person's. But yes, they definitely need to like be able to live on their own, make their own mistakes, make their own decisions, whatever, because at some point there will be nobody to look over them. So yeah, I think that is my greatest fear about, like, I have zero fear of dying. My greatest fear is leaving behind my children, just to know, like, wonder, are they ready? Can they deal with it? Can they live without me? You know? And the autistic child, I have the most worry for. But like at some point, you have to let them spread their wings. Otherwise, they will never learn. And that when you do go, they will not be prepared because you did not allow them to learn. So, Carms gave her some fun advice, and they lost their schnoz on him. I'm sorry that happened to you and Carmen, though, Nate. I really am. I am so sorry that happened to you guys. It's just, it doesn't seem like the Kenny I know. And again, like, I'm not like saying like, okay, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm just not ready to disassociate from one thing that happened. But I'm not condemning the fact that that one incident caused you to feel the way that you do, because your feelings are valid, and that's it. That's all. Everyone's feelings are valid. And if someone makes your feeling, I don't know. Anyway. Well, this day took a turn. It's like 30 minutes of, we're supposed to talk more drinking fun. And now we're talking about, I don't have her. Sorry, I can't. No, I understand what you're saying, Nate. No worries. Can't get much worse than living in a house full of black mold all up from there. True story. I mean, yes and no. But I mean, if the one person you've relied on your whole life has taken a turn for the worse, again, I don't know what happened. But if the one person I've been counting on my whole life, my one support system, took a turn for the worst, I can see my my outlook on life changing a little, like being a little darker. But the difference is me, unless I am, I don't have to be in a great mood, but I have to be in at least an okay mood to come live, because I know people want to have fun when they come here. They don't want the doom and gloom and blah, 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 whatever. So I just wouldn't go live if I was in that mood, which is why I never like promise. I never have promised certain days. Okay, I'll be live here. I'll be live here. I'll be live here. Blah, blah, blah. Because if I'm not feeling it, you're not going to have fun. You know, like I come here to have fun with you guys. So if I'm not feeling it, you're not going to feel it either, you know, because I wear my, my feelings on my face, like everything's on my sleeve or something. There's a saying, you know what I mean? But yeah, but some people have it to the point where like, I have to go live here. I have to go live here. I have to go live here, whether they're in a good mood or not. And I would prefer not to pretend, because I'm not good at pretending. Like what you see is what you get. So if I'm not in a good mood and I came live, I'm going to just drive your asses down, you know? Just going to like, yeah. So unless I'm in a good mood, I'm not coming on. That's it. That's all. If I'm sick, like that's why I didn't come last week. Not because I couldn't have a good time. I wasn't in a bad mood, but I was sick. I was not ready to be fun, and I was in no capacity to be fun. And I know when people come to Coco's lives, they want to have fun. Like, that's my thing, is like, I want my lives to be fun. You know, like everyone's welcome as long as you're not an a-hole, and just everybody have fun. That's it. That's all. So if I can't have fun, you're going to feel that. You're not going to have fun. And that's it. That's all. Right there with you. Jade's caseworker wants her to go to a group home to learn how to be more independent. I'm struggling with my feelings. She's my baby, and I want her to be self-sufficient. Yeah, I totally get that, Michelle. I do. But if the caseworker, like maybe there could be like a half and half. like go to the group home to learn the shit she needs to know, but also like come home a couple of days a week, whatever, so that she doesn't forget where she came from, or you can love on her, and so you know that she's okay. Because like just visiting someone in a scenario like that, I feel like you can't really know. They might be too afraid to tell you what's really going on. But if you could figure out some kind of like half and half situation where she's at home for a couple of days and she'll like feel comfortable enough and like at ease enough to say like, dude, this is not right. Like this feels wrong. And you can like feel more about that. But yeah, they definitely need to learn how to be on their own, because we will not be here forever. Unfortunately, we're not immortal. And like, I'm lucky enough that my other kids, or at least one of them, I know he doesn't want to. But unfortunately, he's the most responsible person I've ever met in my life. And I know that he won't allow his brother, like I have that at least. So I know he will take care of him, whether he wants to or not, just because like it's embedded in him. So at least I have that. But at the same time, like you want him to learn things as well, just so that he's not a burden on his brother or on someone else or whatever. So no, it's all in or not at all. Why? That's so stupid. Like at least to ease into it, Like when she's in there, is she not allowed to leave to come visit for a weekend? Like, her boss has a son like Penny, smooth independent at 42 and blossoming. Sometimes you gotta toss him in the drink. Well, yeah, for real. Yeah, sometimes you do gotta toss him in the pool. Wear your heart in his sleeve. I really do. And like, I don't know if that's a blessing or a curse, honestly. Because there are sometimes I wish like I could just be like straight face, stone cold, whatever. But like, I can't pretend to like you if I don't like you. I can't pretend to be what I'm not. It's not. Nope, gotta cut that cord, Coco. Well, yeah, you gotta cut the cord. But if they want to come visit you, are they not allowed? Like, it just makes no sense that like whether you're in a home or not, you want to visit people. They should be allowed to visit people. Super tough, but how it is. No, again, I get it, but she could visit for a few hours, but not only. So if she's in the home, she's never allowed to sleep over at anyone's house ever. I don't feel like that's teaching her everything either, though. Then, unfortunately, I may understand them like not wanting, like if you weren't in the picture, not wanting her to spend the night to someone who may have tricked her into spending the night. I can understand that, but wanting to spend the night at your mother's place, that just seems like missed about Carms. Hang on. Big update. Hang on. Oh, something about a new job. Hang on. More boss has two. Okay, no, I read that one. Hang on, I missed something. I think I missed blah blah blah. Oh, she's quitting this week. Okay. Accepted to new industry. She's happier now. That's awesome. What do you mean by new industry, though? Going to be a teacher. Going to be a teacher aside. Or teacher's aide. Elementary. Okay, well, that's freaking awesome. I can see Carms, like, excelling in that. Like, I think, yeah, definitely. Like 10 up. Okay. That's awesome. More babies. No more babies, Chris. Okay. Okay. So Michelle said correct, but after all the investigating to see what happening with Carms, I don't remember what the question was. Now we'll have to find another scapegoat. Exactly. Like they're gonna be sorry when she's gone. Like she seemed like she knew her schnut, and the other person was just like gaslighting people to make them think she knew better. But yeah, they're screwed. The Carm's gone. I have a weird thing on my thing. She was worried she needed to go back to school to do it, but with her education, can walk in. Okay, well that's awesome. Yeah, congrats, Carms. Mwah. You rock. And you're gonna kick butt. I had to stop for a second. Not that I haven't said any bad words tonight at all, but what are they barking about? Like they mean business right now. At least one of them is barking a little hard out. Oh, good Lord. Oh, wait, let me see if, because I locked the door now because they tend to, oh, okay. Because there's a door, like you come down the stairs, like there's the upstairs door, you come down the stairs, there's like the outside door, which is like floor to, like height to bottom, whatever. I can't think of words today. It's a window. So if dogs see someone, they will bark. So when I have them downstairs with me, I lock the door coming into the basement so they don't go in that area to bark at people they see out the window. So, but they're barking at something now. So I don't know if they managed to break out or I don't know, figure something else out. Hey, Frozen, how are you? Heard one faint bark. Well, she's been going for a good like 10 minutes straight. So I have a really good mic then, if you didn't hear any of that. Goodness. We didn't even touch day 2 yet. So we might have to hold that for next week. I don't know. Someone is upstairs stealing all your Mr. Cocktails is upstairs, so yeah. Definitely nothing. The first thing I went to check is because if he wants to come downstairs, I have to unlock the door for him. So that's why I had my phone. I was checking to see if he messaged to say, "Hey, I'm coming down," and I missed it, but he did not. So he's not on his way down. So nobody's stealing nothing from upstairs. So we're good. I have no worries on that. Carmen asked her to be there. What? Oh, I don't want to get. What? I missed something. Oh, the person that was pretending. Okay. Okay, I think I read that right now. It's another 8-hour stream to get to day 5 of Florida. Oh my God, I didn't even mean to click that, but there you go. Now y'all got a visual of what I was laughing at. I missed part 1. Okay. Hang on. I missed part 1 of what? For work me. Oh, okay. I'll piss you about it. Maybe if you went to the meetings to back up Carmen, she might. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah. Her other coworkers, like, I want no part of this. And now that she's leaving, she's like, I should have been a part of this. Okay. Coco, maybe save day 14 for Labor Day weekend. Oh my goodness. Let's had our workmate pissy part. Yeah, I just read that part. Okay. Now I don't know what Suzanne's talking about. So I got it. And I don't remember now what she's referring to. Nate, you're so bad for my ADHD. Nate's like, I'm like doing something. Nate's like, squirrel. And I'm like, squirrel. And then I don't know what I was doing before that. Oh my goodness. But yeah. Oh my goodness. It's already like 7:45. Holy smokes, guys. This is my longest live in like forever. Tomorrow is a civic holiday in most of Canada. Yeah, except for Quebec. Not a holiday here. I got to work tomorrow, unfortunately. Oh my goodness. What you said, Nate. What you said, Nate stuff. Oh my goodness. I don't know what we're talking about. I'm so lost right now. Oh my goodness. But yeah. Uh just a Coco. I don't understood, Mark. I don't know what's happening anymore. After bottles, we do mail in town. Okay. Did I like going in the car and stuff? Although, was it Instagram? I think I clicked on something in Facebook. It took me to Instagram, and I think I saw something with the girls and then Jeremy in the background. Was that Instagram or was that Facebook? I can't remember. Because so many times, like I'm in Facebook and like it takes me to like random other places. I'm like, I don't want to go to random places. Oh my goodness. I get so much attention. That's awesome. Oh my goodness. Insta and Facebook. Okay, so I don't know where I saw it then. Might have just been straight up Facebook. But yeah, that's so awesome with Jeremy in the background and two girls in the front. It was a great pic. That's an awesome picture. There you go. They just got a link there if you want to go see it. The girls are adorable. They're the like, I can't say the most adorable kids I've ever seen, but they're pretty damn close. They're freaking adorable, especially when they're happy and in a good mood. Oh my goodness, they will melt your heart. And my voice is on strike apparently, but okay. So even if I like at this point, I don't think I have time to tell you all of day 2 because day 1 took an hour. But I do have to show you. Okay. So there was one night later in the second week where I forget who initially brought it up, but like mentioned medieval times because they have that in Kissimmee or Orlando. I can't remember which one, but like whatever. There's a medieval times, and it just sounded like a good time. So anyway, in the end, it was like me, Nate, me, Dan, and Ash. Me, Nate, and Ash. Nate wasn't there. It was me, Dan, and Ash. We ended up going to medieval times, and oh my god, it was so fun. Like if you've never been, check it out. It was so fun. It was so much fun. But yeah, I got this. It's like it's frosted actual glass, medieval times. It was so much fun. And like they had when we first got there, we're like trying to decide what we want to drink when we're in there. Cause like once you're in there, they'll give you water or whatever, and they'll take orders. But I need to know like what was available to me. So they had like a blue slushy. And I'm like, oh, it was like blue raz, which is like I'm knocking things over. So apparently Coco's had enough blue raz. But yeah, it was basically what this is. Berry Beach's blue raz. I'm like, oh, is that alcoholic slush? She's like, no, unfortunately. And she pauses, but she's like, but we can add some. Oh, that's the picture. I can't like click on links in StreamYard, but I'm pretty sure like that's the only picture I've seen of the girls and Jeremy in the background. So if that's what the picture is, I'm pretty sure it's the picture I'm talking about. Yeah, it's got to be the picture I'm talking about. Because, I mean, unless it's like a picture of Martians, it's hard to misinterpret what I said. So, yeah. So, me being me, I had to get the medieval times glass. I didn't think it was glass. I thought it was just like a cool looking plastic thing, but no, it's straight up glass. So, like, Sherry wrapped the freaking frick out of this for me, and it made it home alive. So, and because it's like approximately 16 ounces, I had a double. So I had 2 ounces of Grey Goose put in there. So I had blue slushy with 2 ounces of Grey Goose in there, and I think I had 2 other ones along the way. But like while it was in there, they brought my thing back. But yeah, it was so good, so good. But not gonna change bums and head into town. Mine, not theirs. Oh my god. Well, thanks for popping in, Nate. Mwah. Hi, baby girls. In case they're watching, eating Aggie. Mwah. Have fun with daddy. I might just be as I'm in her way. We'll take it. Yeah, you take all the lovin's you can from your babies while you can. Oh, they're barking at somebody again. Son of a frickin'. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. Okay. So we're at medieval times. So I had like 3 of these. So basically 6 Grey Goose shots. I don't know, whatever. And it's so cool. Like, you literally, like, you have your teams and tell me you heard more than one bark there. They've been going nonstop for like 5 minutes. But yeah. But like they have like tiers. They got like the big arena. It almost looks like an ice rink, except no ice. It's sand. And it got like one side going up and the other side going up, and they got like your teams. So there's like 6 teams. So there's 3 groups on either side. And you got your team. Coco is living embodiment of no great story starts with a glass of water. Oh my God, Nate. This should be my slogan. Oh, wrong one. Not that your comment wasn't good, but like this should be my slogan. No great story starts with a glass of water. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. So it starts with me. Mark's hearing them now. Okay. Yeah. I mean, true story. But yeah, okay. So we were in like, but the thing is, once you sit down, like we got like the royalty, whatever, so we're like front row. But it's all like this section for this team is like this big and then works its way up. But the first table is literally that long. So we're in the middle and you need to pee halfway through. Like, too bad, so sad. Because otherwise you're gonna make 20 people like file out to let you out and then file out to let you back in. So if you ever go to medieval times, go to pee before you sit down. Just gonna leave it at that. Okay, so true enough, date. No glass of water emoji. Oh my God. Okay, so let me. Oh, I'm like cheersing random schnut on my desk. Okay. So I was saying, okay, so we did the whole thing. We're sitting there, but like, 3 like giant slushies with alcohol later and a whole meal with no like, okay. So you get like pewter plates and bowls and whatever, like no utensils. Like you're eating with your fingers, mofo, because it's medieval times, right? Milk is good too. Oh my goodness. Milk is not good. What you've been drinking for sure. But yeah. Okay. So yeah. So you're eating with your fingers. Just drinking with friends. Only friend to visit the last 5 years was currently living alcohol free. Oh. Well, you gotta come visit me then, Nate. He's no longer a friend. Oh, that's a shame. Okay, so we did the whole thing. We're like cheering and blah blah. Like the royalty, you get like a crown, you get like a banner, and like all kinds of stuff that like ends up in your food and schnut. You're like, oh no! And there's one point I lost my little like banner thingy and it fell over, but I can't get out because I'm in the middle, and you can't get out. So I had to wait for the water person to come by and say, hey, can you pass me back my little banner flaggy thing? But anyway, okay. So after all of this, obviously, Coco needed to tinkle, right? Of course, Coco's separately and at different times. Oh my God, Mark. Oh, so true. Thank God you clarified, because ew. But yeah. Okay, so like we're finally done. I finally get out my seat and I gotta pee like a mofo. Okay. So, but like any dang bar, the women's washroom has like a line out the dang door. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe I can just like hold it till I get to wherever we're going because like that's ridiculous. And but before we actually went in, there's like all kinds of merch and stuff. Like right before the alcoholic beverages, there's a bunch of merch. And they had a ton of swords. And I'm like, well, I'm not gonna buy a stupid hat or whatever. If I'm gonna buy anything, it's gonna be a dang sword. So I'm like looking at these swords and they're so beautiful. And I'm like, but what am I gonna do with a sword? You know? So I'm like, okay, well, I really like this. I said, but I'm gonna make the decision after the show. So I already knew which sword it was. If I was gonna buy a sword, I knew which one it was gonna be. And then, a meal and a show and like that, excitement of like the whole thing. Like it's this exciting thing. Like even if you don't give a schnoot about who this dude on a horse is, in that moment you give a schnoot. Like he's your dude, so you want him to win. So yeah, it's like all this and like 6 drinks later and like blue tongue and Coco leaves and I'm like, I need this sword. So the lineup's out the door. I'm like, okay, let me just go buy a sword because I think that was honestly the deciding factor. Is like I had to wait for the bathroom. I'm like, I'm just gonna buy a sword instead. So I buy a sword, and then Mr. Cocktails like he had reached out at some point earlier in the evening, and I sent him a couple like video clips or whatever. And thinking back to the live stream with Chris and Barbara stuff sitting. Tagliano swords. Oh my god. You had to be there. There's like stuff. Anyway, okay. Dream Trainer. Oh my god. Okay. Let me get back to because like maybe 2 of you know what the hell we're talking about. All right. Okay. So yeah. Okay. So so he had reached out before or whatever. I sent him a couple of clips here and there, little video clips to let him know like it's like WWE and horses, pretty much. Like it's very obviously fake because they're not really gonna like stab each other with a joust, that would be illegal. So it's very obviously fake. So it's very much like WWE in like armor and a horse, pretty much. So then after he's like, so what are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Is it over yet? Or is it like a marathon? Like, what the heck? And I'm like, well, I'm waiting for, it's over now. I'm waiting for the bathroom, but there's like a line, like a ridiculous amount of women waiting for the women's washroom. And he's like, well, just go in with a sword. They'll move for you. I'm like, well, and he's like, you just bought a sword, didn't you? I'm like, maybe. It's like, we own a sword now, don't we? I'm like, yes. Oh my goodness. Didn't mean to interrupt. You can't interrupt in text. I can either choose or not choose to read it, but I'm just very easily distracted. But it was funny regardless, so it's all good. Y'all want to see the sword? Anyone that was at the TFF thing saw it, but OMG, it's a real forking sword. Like they're not allowed to sell like super sharp ones, but nothing saying it can't be sharpened. But it's a real arsed sword. So I'm going to show you right now. Okay, so the first thing I got from Medieval Times was this, which I was happy with, but it is no sword. Oh, hang on. Get out. All right. It's a full-on sword. Like, not a fake thing. Like, this thing, the handle itself is the size of my head. You can see my monitor in the sword. But yeah, it's heavy. It's like actual steel. Like, if I sharpen this mofo, like, I'm good for the zombies. As long as they're in the snow. But yeah, look at this mofo. Like, check it out. Why is it backwards? I didn't think this camera was backwards. It says Robin Hood. Maybe it's because it's upside down. Hang on. There you go. It's not backwards anymore. It's a Robin. It's the Robin Hood sword. Mwah! Love you too, Michelle. Take care. Yeah, so it's the Robin Hood sword. It's like full on, like look, like I'm a big chick, and this is my hand. Like I'm 5'10". I'm not a small person, and it's a beautiful freaking sword. I could not leave without it. Like it is a huge freaking sword. So yeah, like I did not expect medieval times. I expect them to have like, wonky donkey, like plastic swords, like a lightsaber except with light or something. But this is like, it's heavy AF. It's a real freaking sword, like a real one. Holy moly sword. Yeah, for real. Excalibur, Captain Hook, eat your heart out. Yeah, for real. Yeah, it is a beautiful sword. And like at some point I'm gonna buy like a special hook for like this little midpoint here and like hang it there. That's where that's gonna live, I think. That or like there's like a there it is. There's like a diagonal partial wall there, maybe there. Anyway, I'm gonna find a place on my wall to just hang this, and that's where it's gonna live forever. And I do have a sharpening stone, so if ever the zombies attack, I can sharpen it. So there's that. But yeah, I'm like, that is my most exciting purchase of the whole 2 weeks. Like, yeah, I went to Hobby Lobby, I bought a buttload of yarn, but I got a sword. So yeah, I'm super happy about that. It's absolutely ridiculous. I couldn't not leave with it. Could not leave with it. I don't know. That made sense in my brain when I said it. But yeah, so I got that. And holy frickin' frick, we're already 8 o'clock? What the frickin' frick? Time flies when you're having fun, man. I'm gonna need to tinkle again soon. Things are falling. Sorry. I'm not used to going live and for this long and having drank that much anymore. Yarn and a sword. What a combo. For real. But like legit, like it's the first time in my life I've ever had to get on a flight. And you know those like customs forms schnut you got to fill out? First time in my life, I had to mark off, yes, I have a weapon. And but yeah, so like I'm like, yes, I have a weapon. And it doesn't ask you to elaborate. Just yes, I have a freaking weapon. Do you have any firearms, weapons, blah blah blah. So I'm sure as far as customs is concerned, I had like a bazooka, So but yes, I have a weapon. And like I'm coming out and they're like, you go there. So I'm like, okay. And I saw that coming. So I got pulled aside. And what do you call it? I got the customs person. Like literally I was the only person in there. So like probably no one else was showing up with swords or bazookas or whatever. And no, I was there for 2 weeks, so I didn't have to pay anything extra. Like I was allowed to bring $800 worth of stuff back. So I had no duties at all. So yeah, so I get up to the person, go like in and out, like the freaking like winding whatever. Like they're expecting a whole like flight of people to show up with like bazookas. But it's just me and my sword. So I'm like in and out. I get there. I'm like, yes, I show him the thing. I'm like, yeah, it's probably because of my sword. So I take out the box. I'm like, do you need me to open it? I said, it's a decorative sword. He's like, no, it's fine. Go. I'm like, all right. So yeah, no issue at all. Yeah, taking a sword through security. Yeah. But like it was a lot less painful than I expected it to be. I expected to have to take it out because like we taped the fork out of it, like because it was so long I couldn't fit it in any of my bags, so I had to check that separate. So I wanted to make sure like any identifying whatever was covered. Sherry K helped me like tape the fork out of it. Like unless you wanted to get in there, like there's no way you're gonna know what it was. But still, like I was not looking forward to having to open it because there's no way I was taping that back up properly after the fact. But yeah, they didn't make me open it, so I'm like, yay! Oh, I was very happy. Yeah. What are they barking at? Oh my goodness. Oh, I should probably go at some point. I already lost like 3 viewers. They're like, okay, enough of the swords and the weirdness and the Florida schnitt. Who's all still here? Obviously, Mark's still here because he just talked like a minute ago. Who's all still here? Let's do roll count or roll call. Roll count. The frick? Who's all here? All of a sudden, crickets. Mark's still here. I guess some people just have me like playing. Oh, Frozen's still here. Hey, Frozen. I'll always support you, Coco. Oh, thanks so much, Mark. You're such a sweetie pie. So apparently Mark and Frozen are the only ones that want to make themselves known. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I was debating staying on a little longer. Like, I don't know. Oh, Simply Made by Hand. Hi, how are you? Okay, so. Oh. Okay, so I had 5 people. 2 of you made yourself known, and then a newbie came in. How are you, Simply Made by Hand? You may or may not have told me your real name at some point, but my my brain is like, I have a really hard time unless I've seen you like in my chat like 50, 60 times. Remembering your real name is like, yeah, not gonna happen. Are you like brand new? Like, I don't think I've seen you before. Yeah, I think I'm gonna save like day 2 of Epcot for my next live. But if you guys want, I could go off camera for a minute and go make a quick tinkle because it's been 2 hours and I've drank a lot of cocktails. But I could show you what I got at Hobby Lobby if you want. I'm good. How are you? I'm brand new to your channel. I saw a video of. Okay. Well, awesome. Well, welcome in. The more the merrier. Yay. I love newbies because they don't know yet that I'm crazy. Oh my goodness. Did you just get here or you've been here for like the whole ridiculousness? Oh my goodness. Oh, yeah, because I literally just got back. Yes, yarn, please. Says Frozen. Yeah, I literally just got back from Florida for 2 weeks meeting up with some other YouTube yarny peeps. And so like the last 2 hours I've been just like talking about my adventures and stuff. But what is that, Mark? I can't see. Hang on. So what is it's a yarn. It's a yarn. Okay. It's so teeny tiny on my screen. I'm like, what is that? Oh, you just got here. Okay. Well, very cool. Simply Made by Hand. So what do you do? Like crafty wise? Are you a yarny person or you do like other kind of crafting stuff? I personally am a crocheter and I also dabble in knitting. But my lives are more just like talking about stuff, having a cocktail, and just shooting the schnoot. There's no sword emoji though. Crochet, knitting, and painting. Okay, very awesome. Very cool. Do you have a channel? Wouldn't mind checking you out. Awesome sauce. I love newbies. Yay, you yarny peeps. Literally, artist, simply literary. Learn to read, Coco. Mark's like, I'm a literary artist. I read. I'm literally an artist. So yeah, take everything I say with a grain of salt. Yes, I have done. Okay, awesome sauce. Hey Mark, can you like look up Simply Made by Hand? See if you can find her link. If so, like drop her link because that'd be awesome. I'd love to connect. I love to follow people back. That's awesome sauce. All right. So I know you literally just got here, but I've been drinking and talking for 2 hours. So I'm going to very quickly go take a quick bathroom break and I will be right back. Okay. Sorry for the wait, guys. Whew, but that was waiting for a bit. Let me see here. Thanks, Mark, for dropping that. If anyone wants to check out Simply Made by Hand, definitely do so. We love to spread the love here. Thanks, Mark. Okay. Whew. All right. I can't remember what we were going to do when I got back. Oh, yeah. Hobby Lobby Schnit. Okay. Well, first and foremost, before I found the Yarny section, by default, for those that don't know, I live in Canada and we do not have Hobby Lobby. So when I went to Florida, that was one of the first places we went. And first place I went was the discount section or the clearance section. And just in case there was yarn there, but there was no yarn there. But I found this. Isn't it awesome? It's blue and it's a margarita glass. And it made it back to Canada in one piece. So yeah, I freaking love this thing. It's super nice. And while I was at Disney, I got a ginormous mug, a ginormous Mickey mug, almost the size of my dang head. So yeah, so I got that. I know y'all are waiting for yarn, but I gotta show you everything. I love Hobby Lobby. They literally have everything, like literally. I literally bought like at Disney, whatever, like my head, because like I'm a brunette. So it's hard to tell here because the light's shining down, it's like shiny, but like I have dark hair. So like immediately the second I'm in Disney in 100-degree weather, it's like heat stroke, like touch my head and you burn your hands. So I bought like a $2 baseball cap, like they literally have everything. And then what else? At the German pavilion at Epcot, they had obviously beers because like it's Germany, duh. And then so they had the option of just getting the beer or whatever, or I think it was like $10 extra for like beer in like in a stein, right? Through yarn innuendos. And thanks, Frozen. So yeah. So what was I saying? Oh yeah. Okay. So you can either get just beer in that clear solo cup looking thing, or you could pay $10 extra and get like a German stein. And it was hard to tell from a distance that it was all plastic, but it was cool. And when my Opa passed away, we got none of his steins or any of his German relics or whatever. And my dad had a couple, but then my parents' house burnt down about probably 11 or 12 years ago. So they literally lost everything. So my dad doesn't have any like German steins or whatever. So I'm like, okay, well that will be my my souvenir gift for my dad. But it turns out it was plastic, but it's still really cool, right? So this is the stein. I got like paper towels in it because I didn't want the beer to like drip all over my suitcase. But yeah, so I got that for my dad. And I'm like, and the first of my children to realize that, oh, good Lord, Mom's at Disney. They knew I was going to Florida to meet up with a lot of my Yarny peeps, but I didn't mention I was going to Disney. So the first of my children was Cody to realize I was at Disney, because he was the first to notice that I was at Epcot. He was like, get me something cool. I'm like, all right. So I want to get him one too, because I don't know what a 30-year-old calls cool. He's not 30 yet, but he's about to be. One of my uncles was German. Okay, very cool. Yeah, my dad was literally born in Germany, but he came here when he was 4, and he went to kindergarten in Lederhosen, like literally. And he didn't like them because his friends put like things in his pocket. But what do you call it? So I'm like, okay, well, I want 2 then. And Dan, because I was there with Dan and Ash, and Ash didn't want to drink day 2 because we drank a lot day 1. But Dan didn't want the stein. He didn't want the souvenir, whatever, because they had their own schnitt to bring back, right? Because they're from the UK, so that's a long way to bring something that big. And I'm like, well, can I order your beer in the stein and then I'll just take it? And so yeah, sure, whatever, no problem. So I'm like, okay, well, can we get like the 2 steins, like 2 beers and 2 steins? Because they wouldn't sell us the stein without beer in it. Like they're not allowed somehow. So it's not like I could buy a beer, a stein, and like a separate beer. So I'm like, okay, well, can I buy like 2 steins with the beer and a separate like incognito cup or something? And they're like, yeah, sure, no problem. I'm like, all right, cool. So they filled up both steins, and they're like punching in like what their I don't know, the price, whatever, in the cash register. I can't talk anymore. So you have to figure out what I'm talking about. So, and then so like, okay, so 2 beers, 2 steins, undercover cup. I just love the way they said that, because like, and it's just because undercover cop, so it was undercover cup. So yeah, I just loved how they said that. So yeah, they give it the cup, but it turns out like you're actually better off getting the stein, because this is like 2 times a solo cup, because Dan went to like pour it in, like so I could like put some paper towels in there and like shove it away in my bag, but it took like two refills of his solo cup to take all the stuff out. So like if you're at Disney for $10 extra, yeah, you end up with like a whole other beer. pretty much. Whole extra beer. So you're not really paying that much for the stein itself because you get twice as much beer. But yeah, so that was, yeah, so that's how I ended up with that, with my undercover cup. And what else do I have? Okay, I showed you that. I showed you the sword. What else do I have? Where did I put the, hang on. In the end, I decided that wasn't cool enough for my son. So for my 3 boys, so definitely my dad's going to get one of those. I think I'm going to keep the second one. And for my 3 boys, I got them each just like a double shot Disney. I thought it was so pretty. The shot glass. Yeah, so that's what I got for my boys. Poor Frozen's like, I asked for yarn, mofo. But yeah, I also got like a shit ton of yarn. Okay, so let's see. Okay, let me bring my suitcase over. I have not unpacked it yet. It's nice and safe in my suitcase. Let me just get it. All right, so I literally showed up. I packed my clothes in like the smaller like carry-on size rolly bag, and then put that in my larger bag, like my larger rolly suitcase. I showed up with an empty suitcase pretty much, just because I knew I was gonna buy some yarn. So, so I'm at Hobby Lobby. Oh my god, I got some sugar wheel cotton, and it does not feel like cotton. It feels like straight up like scrumptious anti-pill acrylic. So the one I got like 1, 2. When did I get to this one? 1, 2, 3. I got at least 4 or 5. I got at least 4 or 5 of everything. So yeah, this. What's the colorway? Hang on. So Yarn Bee Sugar Wheel Sprinkles on Top is the color, and it's got 335 yards, 306 meters. It's 100% cotton. Again, does not feel like cotton. Not like I can make a pillow out of this. That's how like scrumptious this is. 4mm. Doesn't specifically say DK anywhere that I can see, but it's calling for a 4mm hook. So I have to assume it's DK. Ounce grams. Yeah, it doesn't specify. But usually when it calls for 4mm hook, it's a DK weight. And it does look like a DK weight. So yeah, so this is just scrumptious. Just absolutely gorgeous. So I got like 4 of these. Maybe 5. I'm not sure. And again, same sugar wheel cotton. Just because I couldn't get enough of it. Just absolutely gorgeous. Oh, I could not leave without something purple, lilac-y, whatever. So it's called Honey. It's homemade. Again, Yarn Bee Sugar Wheel Cotton. This is not absolutely gorgeous. Like the light grays into the darker gray into like the lilacs is absolutely gorgeous. I freaking love it. It's just, I don't know if you can see it better that way. Not really, but I love this color. And I got, I think, at least 4 to 5. Whenever I buy, oh, no worries, Simply. Glad you popped in. Don't be a stranger. I come on every Sunday around 6-ish Eastern. Have a great rest of your day. Yeah. So again, I always buy just in case, because when I buy yarn, it's not, I want this to make this. It's just, this is pretty and I want it. And I don't know what I'm going to make with it yet. So I always make sure I have at least, cardi quantities. So I always buy like 4 to 5. So like 1,500 to 2,000 yards / meters, whatever. That's how I buy my yarn. So just in case one day it tells me it wants to be a cardi, I'll have enough of it. So I have like 4 or 5 of these also. And I think I have another. I'm sure I have another of that also, but just in this bag, I have, it's called Yarn Bee. No, Baby Bee. Sorry. Not Yarn Bee, it's a Baby Bee. Soft and snuggly. And the colorway is Flamingo Glow. Hang on. 236 yards, 216 meters. Use a 5 millimeter. Again, it doesn't tell you the actual like yarn weight, but usually 5 millimeters like a 4 weight. So look at this. Hang on. It's not very true to color. Hang on. Let me get closer. No. There, that's a little true to color. Okay, the yellow is a little less white. So what looks like white-ish is actually yellow, like a pale yellow. Okay, maybe if I put my hand, oh, hang on. Things are trying to fall off my my lap. I put my hand over it. There, where the shadow is more true to color. Yeah, it's so pretty, and it's like, I don't know if you can tell. It's like fuzzy. It's like velvety, if that makes sense. But it's so scrumptious, and I could not buy it. It was just so. It kind of feels like, what can I compare it to? There's like, I know Michael's has, but it's actually like velvet yarn, but it's like thicker and like, so it feels similar, but more solid, like it's got that scrumptiousness, but it's thinner and it's more solid rather than like a little more sporadic. So yeah, so that's what I got. I got like 4 of those, at least in this bag. The next bag might have more of them. I don't know. I was just trying to like spread the love in my suitcase to fit everything. So I got those. Okay, I'll show you those after. We dyed yarn while we were there. Okay, so what else I got? Okay, yeah, I knew there was more sugar wheel cotton, and it, like, surprisingly, it's even more soft and scrumptious than the other ones. But it's sugar wheel cotton sparkle. Hello, who doesn't love a good sparkle? But oh my god! But look at this. The color is so off. Why is the color so off? Okay, let me put my hand over. But yeah, this is not the most gorgeous thing you've ever seen in your life. Oh my god, it's so scrumptious, like ridiculous how scrumptious and soft this is, even compared to the other ones. Like, it's just, oh, okay. And then so I got like 1, 2, I got at least 5 of those, maybe 6. I don't know. And then just because there weren't a lot of wash rags at the house we rented, so I ended up not needing to, but I ended up just buying like some scrubby stuff, thinking I was gonna make myself my own little like poof or whatever. But I ended up just buying a poof because I'm a lazy ass. So yeah, so that's there for something. I'll make something out of it. Not gonna go to waste for sure. And oh my goodness. Okay. So I love this cotton. Is like renowned for anyone who can't get it as being like super soft and like, I don't know, compared to like other cottons at like a decent retail price, I guess. Now the price is right, apparently. But yeah, so I wanted to make sure I got some. I love this cotton. So I got about a buttload of this. Holy smokes. What the heck? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Let me get my scrubby ones out. They're blocking me. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got like 4 of each of these because I thought the colors went well. So I love this yarn. No, sorry. Come again. I love this yarn is acrylic. So I love this cotton. Okay. So 180 yards, 165 meters, 100% cotton. It's a 5 point. It calls for 5.5. What do you call it? Hook. So basically a 4-weight, but honestly, I feel like it's more like between a 3 and a 4. So somewhere between a 3 and a 4. But it's just like it's called Rosy. But again, the colorway isn't great here, but it's like a dusty rose. So it's not very true to color, but it's a dusty rose. And I got like a beige also. So same specs, but what's the name? Parchment is the color of this one. Again, it looks weird. Like, do I have something I cover all of it at once? Let me see. Let me try with this envelope thing. Let's not cover the whole thing. Yeah, it's a little more true to color. Like parchment color with like a dusty rose. So I got like, what did I say? 5 of each? Or 4 of each? Hang on. Let me count again. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 4 of each. 4 of each of those. Oh, forgot about this. It's totally random. It was just super cute, so I got it. And it's just like a little, hang on, little baggy thing. With a little zipper around. With like the hole here. It's like a yarn bag. So like, put your little yarn in there. And you pull the yarn out the hole. And you do a little crochet or knitting, whatever. And it's like legit corduroy. I've not seen legit corduroy since I was in my I was like 8 years old, and my mom made me wear corduroy pants. So, but yeah, again, this is like a little more pink than the dusty pink or the dusty rose, but it was super cute, and I had to just because I don't know, I was there and it was there, and it called to me. Is there anything else hiding in this bag? No, I think that was it. Okay. All right. All right. That. I almost opened that one upside down. Corduroys too. How we did not start fires with our inner thighs. I swear to God, I have no idea. It's like as you're walking, there's no way to sneak up on someone with corduroys. Stop barking. I feel like I bought more than 3 of these though. What is that? Oh yeah, okay. So the first day we were there, where we were waiting to get into the Airbnb, because again we couldn't check in until like 4 o'clock. So me and Froggy and Joey, we went to Walmart, and so in Canada we have Walmart and we have Mainstays stuff, but we don't have Mainstays yarn, which is very disappointing because it literally it is scrumptious yarn. Like I got this Mainstays anti-pill acrylic yarn. I mean, it's nothing special color wise. It's just like a mid gray, but it is so soft. It is so soft. It's just super nice. And this actually tells you it's a medium 4-weight. Calls for a 6.5 millimeter hook. That seems weird, but I guess maybe to keep the scrumptiousness for like the drape, whatever you want a 6.5, but usually 4. Try this again. Usually 4-weight yarns call for a 5 to 5.5, but it is true to like 4-weight yarn. It is legit. So and it is 220 meters, 240 yards. And I don't remember what I paid for any of this because I don't know. So I got like, seems weird that I only got 3. There's got to be more of it somewhere. I separated like just to fit everything. I got like some in one, some in the other suitcase. And just because peaches and cream, again, it's cotton yarn, but we don't have a wide variety of cotton yarns that aren't ridiculously expensive in Canada. So I got some peaches and cream stripey. Let me see if I can get close up. It's like a beige and a white. So yeah, I just got that. It's like show you the wrong way. Peaches and cream stripey. So like the first day I went there, I'm like, oh, this is super nice for cotton. Until I went to Hobby Lobby, and I'm like, old news. This is a wash rag now, or it's gonna be a wash rag, because the other cotton ones, the sugar wheel cotton, oh my god, it's so soft. It's ridiculous how soft this yarn is there, but like it's a lot better than the what's it called? Handy Maker something. What's it called in Canada? Do I have any Canadian people still here that are yarny people? Handicrafter? I think is it Handicrafter yarn? Yeah, that schnit is like rough AF, and yeah, it makes a good dish rag or whatever. But like, it's not like you'd be like, I wonder if I can make a sweater out of it or a shirt or whatever for summer. Like that would never even cross your mind with how rough it is. It's legit just for like dish rags, dish towels, whatever stuff like that. Like literally handicrafter, like home stuff. Might be handicraft yarn. Yeah, I think so. I think it is. Hopefully. Otherwise, yeah. I'm pretty sure that's what it is though. But yeah. So like I was very, just because that's what I have in my brain from here. And then I felt this. I'm like, oh, this is super soft. I can maybe make a shirt out of this. And yeah, could I make it and wear it? Yes. But then I felt that. And I'm like, no, you are now a dish rag. That's it. That's all. So yeah, I got that. Also at Walmart, I think I got, it's not in that suitcase though, so I'll have to like show this next time or something, but I got some Mainstays anti-pill acrylic sparkle, and it's like, it says teal, but it looks like a peacock color, like, you know, that peacock blue greeny, like it's not just teal, like teal does not do it justice, and it's just beautiful. I got, I think, 6 or 7 skeins of that just to make sure, because there's no way I'm not making a shirt or a cardi or a sweater out of this, because it's just gorgeous. But I think it's in my other suitcase. I can't pull that out right now. But not a yarn aficionado yet. No worries, Mark. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right though. It's Handicrafter, I think. But yeah. So the Mainstays sparkle. Yeah, it says teal. It's more like a peacock color. Just that beautiful piercing. It's just the most beautiful color I've ever seen in my life. Honestly, it is gorgeous. And so yeah, that is absolutely becoming. I'm back. Cashmere had to go. Okay, no worries. Welcome back, Michelle. Yeah. So yeah, that's definitely going to be a sweater or a cardi or something, because my whole Christmas theme when I decorate my house and have people over for dinner is like silver, white, and blue. And just the fact that it's blue and sparkly, like I so have to make myself something to wear for my Christmas dinners at the very least. Obviously, it can be worn elsewhere also, but it will absolutely be worn at Christmas dinner because I freaking love it and it's pretty. I'm trying to think. I'm so forgetting something. Oh yeah, the other I forgot I knew I picked up all 4 bags, but I forgot that this bag, I'm like, no, I have to show you this after. Okay, so we had so we had me, we had Froggy, we had Maureen, we had Michelle, we had Sherry K, we had Dan, we had Ash. And Joey, Froggy's hubby, but I'm trying to think of YouTubey people y'all might know. Am I forgetting somebody, Michelle? I don't think so. I think that was everybody. Yeah, that was everybody. Okay. And because Dan was there, we took that opportunity to use his yarn dyeing prowess and knowledge to dye some of our own yarns. So we dyed our own yarn. We each got like 6 skeins of yarn to dye. And so I made like 2 of, I did 2 of each. I don't know. I can't speak anymore. But like I did each colorway I tried, I did like 2 hanks of each, if that makes sense. Okay. So was this the first one or was this the first one? I think this was the first one. And it didn't turn out anything like I thought it would because it was my first one. But I freaking love it anyway. And like the yarn is just scrumptious anyway. It's like a DK weight. I can't remember the yardage because like it doesn't have the thing on it. But yeah. So this is the first shoe that I did. And it wasn't what I was planning to do, but it was a very happy mistake. So I ended up like, yeah, it's super nice. If I do say myself, toot my own horn here. But yeah, and here's the other hank. I hanked them up differently, so like the colors are appearing in different spots. But I did dye them together. But yeah, so that was the first one. And everyone's like, it looks like a galaxy. And I was so disappointed. I'm like, that looks like a galaxy. It's awesome. And I'm like, all right. And once it was hanked up and everything, I'm like, yeah, I actually do like it. Once it was dry, because it's hard to really tell, like, well, it's wet and everything. So, oh, well, this one got weird. Hang on. I think I accidentally partially unhanked these ones. These, I don't even remember what I was going for, but I love it. So, this is my second one. So just different shades of blues into purples. So like, let me see if I can isolate like this color. It might look like dark blue, but it's more of a purple than it is blue, but it's like with more blue hues than purple. So, and like so like teal into like blue into like purpley blues, if that makes sense. And all these extra ones are just like the yarns that hold it together. So don't ignore those random colors, but yeah. So that was my second attempt. So I got 2 of those. Indigo? Ocean. Yeah, kind of oceany. Yeah. Oh, indigo. I can't even read anymore. Indigo. I guess, yeah, if that's what indigo is. But yeah. But I know I had put purple in it. And it's kind of like, everything kind of like, when you're dyeing, kind of like melds together and kind of like, so even if you put purple, if whatever color before it, kind of like bleeds into it. So, but yeah. Like there's a couple of spots where it actually does look purple, but then it's mostly like purpley blue or indigo or and then this was my last one. And I thought I was all smart. I'm like, I know what I'm doing now, right? So I tried to make a gradient. Like literally like what's what I'm looking for? There's a word that I can't think of. No, yeah, a gradient, like a true gradient. And like our pans were a bit smaller than necessary, but like I wanted to go from like the darker red into like all the way to white. So, and it's hard to tell kind of in the hank. They look orange on camera. Why do they look orange? Let me find that word. thing to cover. Yeah, so it's like it starts with like a blood red and then slowly makes its way to like white. And it's hard to tell in the hank, but yeah, I'm very happy with it. So yeah, so I have 6 hanks of yarn that I tied all by my I dyed all by my lonesome, but obviously with the help of Dan, because he told us like how to do it, and he was like at the sink the whole time, being like, okay, well this is about to burn, let's get that off this is ready, let's get it off and rinse it and whatever. So all of that red is still my favorite color of the spectrum. Yeah, I love red. I absolutely love red. And yeah, it's either red or purple. Not great colors together, but yeah, one or the other, depending on my mood. Like when I'm feeling springy and summery, whatever, I'll go more purplish. But in the fall, winter, I'm red all the way red. Oh, forgot to put that one away. Oh, that's okay. I get to hug it again before I put it away. All right. So yeah, so that's the yarn I bought. Other than the peacock one that I need to find. I think it might actually be there, but anyway, I'll save some mystery for the next one. So I have that. I have what else I have to show you that I haven't unpacked yet. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Oh, hang on. Duh. Where did I put it? Where did I put it? Obviously, I need one of these. Hang on. Yeah, can't go to Disney and not get one of these. So yeah, that's the majority of. Yeah, and there was like grab bags, but like they're more than grab bags. So we have other yarn. We have yarn that Dan dyed specifically for this. Froggy, Marine, a bunch of other people. They just like bought all kinds of stuff for us. Like thank God I brought an extra suitcase. Is all I got to say about that. Like I went home with so much stuff. It's ridiculous. But yeah, but it was like one of the most amazing times. It was so fun. It got me out my house, which is hard to do. But I had a blast. Everyone's as awesome as they appear on camera. Like it's hard to keep that mask on for 2 weeks straight, but everyone's just amazing. And I love all of y'all to bits. And oh, you guys are just amazing. And I can't wait to meet more of you, because if everyone else is as amazing as the other people's. But yeah, like we're 8:45 now. Holy smokes. I went like way past this time. But yeah, and of course the mouse ears. Yeah. How can you not? And they're sparkly. Like you can't show me sparkly ears and not have me buy them. That's just like. But yeah, I will try like over the next week or two to put together like some video clips and pictures and stuff like that, just to like upload, because it was just so much fun, and I can't even express how awesome those 2 weeks were. And like I don't like to leave my house, and this was so worth it. So yeah, so to everyone who was there, mwah, I love you all to bits. I missed you already, and I can't wait for the next one. And to everyone in the chat, thank you so much for just sitting there and listening to me like, because I have not stopped. And thank you to my voice for not like conking out on me halfway through. But yeah, so thank you to everyone for coming by. Without you, like, why would I even bother? Like, you guys are amazing. I love you all to bits. And till next week. Bye, guys.